everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps Origin, Part 5. Today is August 2nd, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/indooradventures to check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, stickers, clocks, aprons, and guess what? We also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them in all 5 of her glorious chromatic colors, done up by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of which end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support this show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. And before we continue with our sign-ons, I would like to say thank you for the follow, Dragonheart305, and for Bobby D. I think that's how you pronounce that one. Thank you for the follows, and of course, and Kitsune Adventures, thank you so much for the raid. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'm playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard, and we both go by he, him.
Well, that's a change. Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'll be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter.
Hi, I'm Cyber. I use he, him or I use he or any pronouns. I play Arjhan. I don't have my page up. He's he's a ranger. He uses he, him pronouns. He's also alive. I have to clarify that.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Tanae Keener. I'm playing as Coriander tonight, the Elgin Paladin. I go by she, her, and Coriander goes by any pronouns that are relevant at the moment.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, you had all been transported to the moon of all places by none other than Elestrei, the moonlight dancing goddess herself, in order to fight off an incursion that Kyuss was creating. Kyuss, of course, being the worm that walks, one of the biggest enemies that you have faced up until this point. It was at that point that Kyuss took on a colossal form as a worm mage, and through an extended combat that resulted in 3 of you being disintegrated, you were able to come out on top, with Arjhan being the last one left alive. Now, as we ended last session, Oliviette managed to get the final blow against Kyuss, and after the worm that walked was no more than a mass upon the ground, all that was left was Arjhan, Oliviette, and a wall of force containing the party's about 500 pounds of dust, if I'm not mistaken, Cyber, you said earlier before we went live, as well as a plethora of magical items that had once belonged to these party members. Now, Wall of Force is a concentration spell. So, Cyber, I wanted to ask, do you feel like Arjhan is able to maintain concentration on this spell as you had landed atop it?
Fuck no.
Okay. Just wanted to check on that one. So as you go to land on top of it and start seeing everything that is here, the Wall of Force then begins to melt away, and everything that was being held inside collapses onto the ground. You see the runt axe, you see Gwen's fire-resistant dragon scale armor that Kendek had made, you see Cori's ring of Wraith, as well as several random potions and other rings that had belonged to her as well. And you also see her arm fall, the metallic propulsion arm that her father had made, and you see Caelum's robes also flutter to the ground amongst all of this dust. At this point, Oliviette begins to come over to the pile, and you hear her saying in Elvish, and this is a very easy phrase for you to pick up on. You don't speak fluent Elvish, but you've been around Caelum and Cori enough to understand a very pleading no. As she begins to repeat that phrase over and over, she begins to sift through the dust as well.
Oh no, Arjhan is right there with her. Like he's not even acknowledging Oliviette's presence. He's just no. He's looking around for the diamonds. And there aren't any. He does still have the ring on his left hand, or right claw. He just sort of puts his hand in the dust around Cori's arm and tries to cast Revivify.
Okay. So as you cast Revivify, the diamond is consumed, but it doesn't take.
Oh. Okay. Shit. Cori. He goes back into his bag of holding and just any gems that he can, he's just like shoving them all out, and just trying to get again. Caelum, when? Fuck. Anybody. Fuck. And he is going to take his crossbow and just wherever Kyuss was, just start unloading.
And as you are grabbing your crossbow and turning around, you see that 2 of Gwen's barbarians survived the onslaught as well, and you recognize at least one of them as Salamarn, the other being a tall tiefling-looking individual. And both of them put a closed fist into an open palm, one of them speaking in Giant, the other speaking in Infernal. You hear them say, "We honor the lightning that became thunder."
Don't you fucking... Don't you fucking dare!
And the 2 of them, as you say this, look at you with the most stoic expressions that you have seen. Salamarn typically has a very reserved face. Jacan also seems to typically be very much full of laughs, but the 2 of them are in no joking mood. And as you grab your crossbow and you are ready to assault the forces that remain of Kyuss, they follow you. And they will join you in this. And
I was under the impression that there was none left.
So there are none of these main forces. There are a few creatures here and there that are remaining. You have won the main fight, but there are still tidbits that remain. But easy enough that we don't need to roll into combat. They will die regardless. And Arjhan, as you are, do you immediately take to the sky and begin doing this, or are you just walking forward?
Yeah, I think it's immediate.
Okay. So as you're flying and you begin just like peppering down with your crossbow, you see your own shadow as it is going across the surface of the lunar scape. And you don't know if it is because of everything that you've seen today. You don't know if it is because of what you've experienced. But you feel like this shadow is both yours and isn't. It seems bigger. It seems more draconic.
Arjhan isn't paying attention to this.
Okay. I would say that you go on for roughly around close to 30 minutes before everything that you have been able to see and could find is done. And as you rest, there is the pain in your chest of being a survivor, but there is something else along with it. And you can kind of feel this warmth that comes with this. And you look down and you can see the old words that had been placed onto you years ago with a steady glow. But it seems different now. And very faintly, you hear a voice that sounds like yours, but speaks differently. Say a phrase that you're not really sure of. They say, I roll a 17. And as you look in the direction where you hear that voice come from, again, you aren't sure what that is caused to, but it's almost like an afterimage that you have seen before. Once when you were inside of the Holiday Nexus, attempting to reset a certain resolution, you had seen what looked like 4 large holes in the multiverse looking down upon you, with one centered that looked like a smiling man. And in this moment, you see the image of that smiling man smile as they do. They say, good. And then it shifts again, and then there is nothing. And you feel the convulsions that you had once felt well up in your chest. And with the damage that you've taken, it's hard not to cough up blood. And as blood you see on the ground, you see a face that is yours, but it does not share your reflection. It looks back at you, but it seems almost confused, and you see it mouth the words, "What?" Just, what?
I do not have the emotional capacity to deal with this right now. Arjhan is going to slink over to where the magic items are.
Okay.
And just fall down.
And as you do, you see that Oliviette still has some of this silvered moonfire that's coming off of her as she has been sifting through the dust. And she finds you just see that she is like holding on to Cori's arm and just making sure that it is cared for. and she is pleading. You can tell she is pleading. It's in Elvish, but based off of the connotation. And you see that she is, like, there are tears in her eyes as she does this. And as you were sitting here, do you just start collecting the items?
No.
Just
I
wait.
just fall down.
Okay.
I just lay there.
All right.
Mechanically, Arjhan is incapacitated and will be for a bit.
Okay. That's fine. I would say that over the next period of time, moon elves will appear, and they have a stretcher with them. And if you let them, they will load you onto the stretcher. They will take all of your friends' things into bags, and they will take you back to the temple. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the meantime, while all of this is happening, Cori, you remember the feeling of being pulled from the monstrosity that was the colossal Kyuss toward a void of black that was behind you. And most surprising to you, there was no pain involved in the process of entering into that darkness like you had when you had envisioned that there was going to be. All things considered, learning the Raven Queen's forbidden name was a much worse process than falling to Kyuss, though you knew the implications are far different, one might say. However, you find yourself in a space that has this kind of amethyst light around it, and you aren't falling, you aren't seeing visions of your past, you just simply are. There's a source of light that, again, is around you, and it seems to come from every direction, and you know you're alone. Shar isn't here. No one's here. It's just you. And you know that you can just be here as long as you want to be. And it's a kind of simplicity that you have not found yourself having in a long time. In a very, very long time. And as you're here, you can hear the sound of groaning wood. And towards the edge of this space, you see what looks like the doorway, or what looks like a doorway of oak form. And the door is familiar to you, one that you know will lead you to your comrades, but it does not forcefully beckon you in any way. Although you are able to hear song and merriment from beyond its threshold. It simply exists here in this space with you should you choose to enter it.
And she knows for a fact that door's going to lead her to her friends?
Yes.
Does she know how?
She does not.
Does she know if she can come back?
In what sense?
Good question. This space that she can just sit and wait for as long as she wants to. Does she know that if she goes through that door, it's like she can't come back to this space?
Yes. Mechanically, the ring of mind shielding, if it is empty, when a person dies, their soul goes into it, but you can choose to leave to the afterlife or stay inside the ring.
Right. I think she's going to wait at least for a little bit longer.
Okay.
She's going to rest and wait, and maybe go through that door eventually. But for the time being, she's going to stay put.
Okay. Sounds good. So you stay put. Then, while you are staying put, Gwen.
Hello.
Gwen, there was a weird moment where you were in the middle of combat, you blacked out, you felt like something happened, and then you woke up and you were in Arjhan's arms, and it was one of those, like, did we win kind of moments, and then you realized that you had not won yet, and you felt yourself being pulled into a space. Everything went black, and once again you are sitting in this room that is completely white, except for a long hallway at the end. There is the same kind of tired-looking man, shorter hair, glasses, cigarette, coffee cup, and like it smells like old coffee here. But you have no recollection of having been here the first time, so they sort of look at you, and there are other individuals that are kind of spaced sitting around, and the individual like looks up at you, grabs a piece of paper from the top, goes to set it down, and just, you? But I thought, wasn't there? And he looks closer at the paper that he is in the process of filing and just, and then kind of looks up at you again. Guinevere, Proudfoot, someone wants to speak with you. First door on your left, he'll be in the stone hall. And you'll know him when you see him. However, I will warn you, he typically likes it when you bring him spirits with you. Looking at your notes, it doesn't seem like you were able to bring much of anything with you. I'm sure that he'll make an exception. Enjoy your stay in Ysgard, and hopefully I won't be seeing you again anytime soon. And he gives you a very beleaguered but honest smile.
Where the fuck am I?
Kind of in, we like to call it the waiting room.
I mean, I could say that, but
good.
like, I was in
vision's
a
intact.
Yes, I was in combat, and I kind of need to get back to it.
Well,
is this like a demi-plane or something that I got sent to?
I don't know how to put this lightly, but if you go through that door, it'll all be explained super quick.
Cool. All right. It'll be quick though, right?
Really, that depends on you.
Okay.
Quick here, my job is done. You've done enough things that you aren't going to any of the bad places. So, well, also, we had a few requests specifically for you. It seems that there was a Lady Rasinka that you had formed a contract with, but we had others that had longer lasting claims. So we figured that we would go with those claims first before sending you along the way.
Okay, I'm just getting more and more confused as you talk, so I'm going to go through the door, and hopefully the next person has a little bit more succinctity in their dialogue. Nice to meet you, my dude.
No, I don't hear that very often. It was nice to meet you too, Guinevere.
Just Gwen is fine, thank you.
Okay.
Gwen, like, awkwardly, confusedly, kind of slowly, like, watches him as she kind of, like, walks through the door, gives a little, like, hand wave, and continues through.
Yeah, and he'll like just kind of give you a brusque wave, and then he will go back to working on his papers. And Gwen, as you get to this door, you can see that it is made of old pine that has kind of like splintered grooves that seem to be running along this door lengthwise. It has an old and worn iron handle, but when you touch it, it is smooth, like hundreds, if not thousands of people have used this same door. Just normally you expect there to be some sort of like irony feel to it, but it feels almost polished. And when you open the door and step through, immediately you go from this entirely white space to being in the cold. And it feels almost like you're back in the Winter Fae aisle with how cold it is. But thankfully, you know that you're not, because the landscape is very different. You can see, looking up directly above you, there are ripples of color that just seem to course through the sky, almost lackadaisically. Off in the distance, you can see what look like a myriad of hills. When you look at them, at least, you think that they're hills. But that's mostly because there is something behind them. These are mountains, but the thing behind the mountains just makes them look so incredibly small. And it's hard to believe, but it is a massive tree. And it just seems like the trunk of this tree just shoots directly up and then pierces through the heavens. And as you say this, and you continue to look around, there's a path through the snow. And this path seems to wind up to a nearby hill, and atop this hill, you can see what looks like a small building made of stone walls, thatched wood, and then wooden roof atop it that has a hanging marquee that says Stone Hall.
Gwen's gonna pick up the pace. She knows like she's got to get back, so she's like jogging up this hill to the building. She's not gonna knock.
Okay. Yeah, as you get up to this building, there are like glass windows that have an iron lattice to them. They kind of have an amber color to them, like there's a fire inside, which you're guessing there is smoke coming from the chimney. And as you get to this front waiting point, right as you are about to walk in the door, looking on the side walls, there are like weird, like there's like wanted posters. And then there are posters for like title fights of people that you have no idea who they are. You've never heard of any of these warriors before, but it's very much like big, brazen, but they just seem kind of old. And you can hear voices from the inside. And Gwen, as you open up this door, you get the smell of an old bar that seems to kind of waft in. And as you are met with this old bar smell, you hear a gruffer voice say, "And you can tell that beast-faced fuck that I could take him and his idiot followers at once, 3 casks deep and both hands tied behind my back. Yeah, that'll piss him off." And then you hear, "Yeah, it will. It'll really piss him off." Followed by a laughing sound into, for anyone else, they might be confused as to what this sound is, but Gwen, you have been in too many bars to miss the unmistakable sound of somebody laughing into their mug. And as you enter into this building, looking around, this is how you would decorate a bar if you had the chance. Like, there are like animal heads that are here from massive beasts that you've never seen. There are casks and like cask markings, symbols, keg toppers that just seem to be lining around the walls. There are pictures of great warriors, people doing incredible feats, a few pretty nice to look at pictures, if you know what I'm saying, you know, the kind of arty ones that you don't really get in the well-to-do bars.
Classy.
Classy place. And looking at the bar itself, it has kind of this log cabin internal aesthetic, and there are enough bottles of various types behind this bar that would put the most respecting shop in all of Greenreach to shame with the amount of variety that they have. There are also large panes of what you would expect to be glass that are kind of like 2 on each wall, 1 above where the bar is, and it is showing a variety of fights. Like, each one has like a different fight going on. So it's like a masked individual against a guy wearing like what looks like a skeleton face paint on, and they seem to just be like grappling each other. There's a lot of grappling in this bar for what they have, but then you see other people like pulling up a chair, hitting him. One guy like that you like was wearing similar clothes to the guy that you just saw in the waiting room, like white shirt, tie, like casual slacks. Like, looks like he has like a one-handed choke on a dude, and then they jump out of a ring with these long elastic bars along the side. Like, it's wild to see, but it looks awesome. It looks very fun. Like, if given the opportunity, you would like to try this, probably. Like, if given, you know, the whole Kyuss thing wasn't happening, but like, it'll lead to it eventually. And you hear, as you're walking in, just sort of like looking around at all these, you hear that gruff voice say, "And then I want you to tell it." Actually, hold on, Roddy. Looks like we got company. And you hear this, "Yeah, got company." And Gwen, as you look over, you see that there is a man with who has his arm on the table, like with a mug in his hand. But his right hand up to well past his wrist is just this iron gauntlet that seems to be locked in place. They have a longer, like, graying beard. They have an eye patch over their left eye. And without a shadow of a doubt, you recognize this individual. This dude kicked you in the chest once. And he seems to be communicating with a, like... It's a larger squirrel. And, like, the squirrel is standing on, like, one of his back legs. There's a little prosthetic, but they have, like, a small book out, and they seem to be, like, writing in it with a pen. Just like, yeah, yeah. And,
Holy shit.
And he snaps his
Hi.
fingers towards you. Gwen, right? Sit down. Let's,
Okay.
you and me, have a chat. Hey, Roddy, looks like we got company. Don't go nowhere yet. I might have something else that needs to be done. You hear me? And then help yourself to the stores behind the bar. Just don't go no place. Gwen,
Yeah.
take a seat.
Okay. Like, how big are these chairs? Are they like normal human size?
There are regular human-sized chairs. There are chairs sized for Goliaths, chairs sized for giants, like, but there are also chairs sized for small folk. There are just, like, very few of the ones sized for small folk. It looks like there's actually just one in this entire bar.
She goes and drags it over to the table, hops up on it.
And you see that he, like, takes a deep drag from his tankard, sets it back down, burps a little bit, like wipes up some of the beer that's like gone into his beard. You put up a pretty good fight. It was really good what you did out there, but welcome to Asgard.
Thank you. Wait. Put up a good fight?
Yeah. You know, there was that giant worm thing, which, man, we have not seen that guy come back. What a heel. Like, he has been around for a while. Crowds hate him. But, you know, like, every once in a while, the heroes really got to step up. And you guys did. It was nice to see. But, well, and you see that he, like, motions towards that glass pane. And then you see, like, 2 arrows pointing backwards. And the events that are on the screen seem to happen in reverse. And, like, after a point, there's like a weird like person standing with what looks like some sort of like ale thing in their hand that they're like talking to another person about, and then that transfers over. There's weird numbers on the bottom. You aren't really sure what those are about. And then it goes back and it shows from a third person view the Four Keeps fighting against Kyuss. Says, you know, it's actually all the rage going on right now. Everybody who's anybody was watching on that fight. That's actually why I came here. I could have been in the Great Hall, but like it's too noisy. I wanted to focus and just kind of enjoy myself a little bit. And then Gwen, as he says that, you see yourself go like weird mouth thing opens up on Caius's tummy, says a thing at you. You drop. You don't remember. You remember the face, and then there was blackness. Says, I honestly didn't know or didn't think that was I thought I was going to see you about that much sooner, to be quite frank about it. But then this guy, oh my god, this guy, just a genius, absolute sniper in the ring. Watch him. And you see Arjhan like pick up your body, disappear, except for like there's like a green screen outline around him. And he moves up into a corner while flying, and you see, like, brings you back to life. And then, Gwen, you remember that moment. And a big black marble right there was that's what did you in. And then, Gwen, you see yourself just, like, getting torn out of Arjhan's arms into big black marble. After that, it honestly, like, that was just the start of when things start getting a little crazy in there. But, and then, just watch. And then, Gwen, you see Caelum just, whoop. And then Cori, whoop. And then, Roddy, shots for the new kid. Yeah, okay, boss. And this little squirrel, like, comes back over, sets down, like, has, like, a cat like booze on his back that he like trots over, sets a shot glass next to you, and then here you go, pops down the large bottle next to it, and just that's on the house.
One just like shoots one. Am I dead?
Oh yeah, no, super dead. Like you're just there's nothing left of you up there. I mean, there's like your gear. Looking at it, you actually had quite a bit on you. There was your axe, there was some armor, bracers, gauntlets, a jug, some boots, a cloak, goggles, 2 hand axes, a lantern, some potions, a badge, another axe that you got from another guy from like a different place, and then if you just grabbed the tankard, like I understand, but like if you just, it would have been nice. Oh, and a torch that you found someplace.
I'm sorry, is Arjhan okay?
Oh yeah, no, he's the only one who actually made it out. That and like the other lady who was like Illustrated was helping out or whatever. Yeah, he's fine. I mean, fine's a relative term. He's alive, which is good, but I don't think he's he seems like he's in a rough patch, but what can you do?
All right, cool. Well, I mean, I it is a pleasure to have finally met you. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I know.
Glad
you call out to me all the time, but you know, it's I don't want to do the whole like divine intervention thing when I'm kind of drunk. I did it once, and one guy turned into a pig. It was a bad time.
Yeah, no, you know, honestly, like seeing all the other gods and what they do, I'm totally good with it. And sorry about the whole Tiamat thing. I was just trying to help a friend with that.
Oh no, it was just, look, Tiamat and I. She's older than I am. I don't like that. Just throwing that one out there.
Right. Yeah, but like, you're way cooler.
Oh,
I mean,
thanks.
I met her.
And he like kind of like you see like there's like gas rising, like he has like a burp building and just
Yep.
like, yeah, I know, I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really so like I'm ready to go back when you're ready.
Oh.
Because I gotta go help take care of Arjhan, especially with all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About that. Look, let's just sit here and talk for a while about that one. All right? Like, you want to
okay.
get back.
Yeah.
I don't really, like... Fuck, man. It's been a day.
Yeah,
You
it
know
has.
that? Yeah.
Apparently I died twice for the first time ever.
I know, and I didn't get to meet you the first time.
Yeah.
All right. You have anything, like, that you can give me? It's like a trade. Because I can't do anything without you doing something for me. Like, that's, like, no work pro bono.
Right.
I mean, you've been really cool down there and everything, but, like...
Right. Yeah. Does it
now
have to be
you'll just,
something
like,
new?
what?
Or, like, having my whole tribe worship you?
No, they've been doing that for a while anyways. I mean, like,
Right, okay.
On top of the Raven Queen thing, like, yeah, I just throw out a thunderstorm every once in a while. I scare some nomads, and they're like, oh, Lord of Thunder, Lord of Lightning, thank you for all that.
Oh, did you have something in mind that you wanted me to do?
All right.
I mean, I can think of something, but, like, it seems like...
All right, what are you thinking of? I want to hear your idea first. I hate thinking of stuff.
Cool, fair. I will, when I get back, and then when I get back from the moon, go back to Greenreach and have the halflings. I'll start a brewery, and we'll make ale for the Tempest.
Yeah, no, that's not going to fly.
No, okay.
No, it's
something bigger?
That's Kichi. I know. If you deliver a message for me and then one other thing.
Oh, shit, I was supposed to get... Hold on.
Yeah, what's up?
I was supposed to... Peter? There was something about Peter. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But if you deliver a message for me, all you got to do is just tag along with Roddy. Like, he wrote it all out. If you can say that to Malar, to his face, and then, like, let me know how he feels about it, if you can do that.
Sure.
All right. Now, I understand Malar, like, he's not exactly, like, the greatest guy, right? He can be kind of a dick. So, there, like...
What the fuck?
There's a lot of people who know that, like, who say that, like, oh, I'm under Talus's pretension, like, oh, Big Talus got my back, all that kind of stuff. But what if I could there could be, like, a visible thing that would let him know that you've received my blessing. And, like, he wouldn't be able to touch you. Like, he fucks with Roddy all the time. Isn't that right, Roddy? That's how I lost my leg. That's right. That's how Roddy lost his leg. But, if with you, no, like, we can keep you just fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
But,
is Malar someone I can find on the material plane?
no, he's up that fucking tree. You gotta climb it. Oh, you gotta climb that
he's
fucking
in the tree
Yeah,
here?
no, he's like at the very top. He hangs out in the branches up there. He comes down and, like, hunts big elk and shit all the time, and, like, sometimes druids that are still in their elk form. Like, it's, he's kind of a dick. I don't really like him, but, like, if you deliver my message for me, then I can pop you back lickety split. That's no worries.
Okay, I know the whole like planar travel thing is kind of all wonky. Can you do it, like, as quickly as possible back on the material plane?
As quickly. Fast as lightning.
All right, that was pretty good. Okay, all right, cool. So I just need to deliver a message up the tree to this Malar dude.
Yeah.
Is he like, what does he look like? Can you describe him to me?
So you know how, like, a vulture has, like, a bald head because, like, it eats things? Imagine if it was, like, a werewolf kind of looking guy, but, like, his face was also more, like, red and skull-shaped, and he had, like, a big gnarly tail, and he's a real asshole. Like, Roddy will show you right where he is.
Right, okay, cool.
But I'm gonna need your eye.
My eye?
Yeah, it's going to be the easiest way. It's either your eye or your hand, but I'm going to need one of them. Otherwise Malar's not going to know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like to borrow, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it back. I'll give it back.
Solid. Okay.
It's got to be lefty.
Because you're...
Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right. I guess that... Yep. Let's fucking do it.
I'll
I
drink
need
to
get
that.
back. Okay.
Talos just like pounds out of his tankard again, and Gwen, from like your viewpoint, you see it like rise up. Like this is just like an ever-filling tankard.
By the way, do you have any idea what happened to Caelum and Cori?
Well,
Where they are right now?
Caelum guy, he's got like that weird doll thing that like, because he's died before. Like we watched that one. And,
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, he does his own thing. He comes back just fine. Like it's just gonna take a little bit of time on that one.
Yeah.
As for Cori, or at the end, whatever the fuck they're going by now these days. Look, that's gonna be up to them. I can't do anything about that. That kind of puts a whole like damper on the Pantheon thing. So like if you, I mean, they're in a ring right now.
Like a ring?
Yeah.
Points
like,
to the...
Did you ever? No, not like that. God, I wish. That'd be a fight I would pay to see. But no. Like, you know that weird ring that they had on their hand that like looked like a small brain?
Oh, yeah.
No, when they died, they just like went zip, zop, zoop right in that one.
Oh, all right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this is probably the most complicated thing that's going to happen.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, cool. So are there any other, like, you know, knowledge things you want to bestow upon me, or physical things?
Yeah, no, that's going to come with the blessing. Like, all I need is your eye, and then it's a whole thing. It's really like, it's before there was money, there were other means of payment that the gods would do. Like, there was like this old guy who, like, in exchange for his eye, got a bunch of wisdom. Another guy was in exchange for my arm and my leg, I want to try and bring my mom back. I was a little drunk on that one. Yeah, it didn't turn out so well. But like I've been good. I've been on pails all day, so like we are solid.
All right. Cool. Okay. Holy shit. All right, let's do it.
All right. Probably gonna want to finish that bottle because this is gonna hurt. I'm not the god of no pain, so.
No, I got. I could probably. I'm good. Just do it.
All right. You asked for it. And you see him take off his metal gauntlet, and his hand looks like a cyclone that has been given form into a fist. And he stands up, and he goes over to where you're sitting, and he just like puts a hand on your shoulder and just rears back with his fist. And he clocks you one. And Gwen, your stomach lurches after the hit because your eye is looking down at the ground, but you are also looking directly towards him. The eye is then removed with this cyclone hand, and you see him like lift up his eye patch, and there looks like like when you were on the moon and you could gaze up and you could just see Starfield above you. Imagine if there was a cyclone amongst that Starfield. And he like tilts his hand out and like taps the side of his head. And you see some of that star stuff fall into his hand. He says, all right. Nobody likes a bleeder. And he takes that star stuff and he just pops that right where your eye is. And Gwen, as you blink, you can see fine. You can see just fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that went a lot I mean, there was that pain, but in general, not the worst thing I've done.
And Talos just sort of like, and like kind of laughs to himself a little bit. And you see him like pull, like he claps his hands together, like once he puts the metal gauntlet back on, and then raises them. And you see a small mirror. And Gwen, inside where your eye was, is the same as Talos's. Like this big, like this kind of like cosmic storm that just seems to be ever billowing inside. But you just have a big shiner, like just a huge black eye.
Oh shit! That's boss as fuck! Oh! Do I have infinite knowledge now?
No.
Oh.
You'll do the thing with Malar, and you'll know.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Did you want to write it down, or is the?
Roddy's got it written down.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I do. Got it written down right here. And you see like this squirrel like kind of like scamper over to you, Gwen. And Talos sits back down in his chair, like kind of tilts it up, feet onto the table, and just says, "Just once you're back and you find the time, like let me know what his reaction was. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be God, I wish I could be there. Fuck.
Can't you like see through this shit?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I
Can
probably
you like watch me on this shit?
I'm not supposed to view other gods' doings
I'll view my
as
doing.
per the Great Agreement. It's his domain. I don't want to fuck with that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say he's a god?
Yeah. No, like it's like, like me, and then I got Oral, and then Umberly on the side, and then I got Malar.
Oh shit. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Don't let them know.
I won't.
Cool.
Fuck it. Did you see the thing with Umberly?
Yeah. I gotta talk to her about that. I mean, like, I get it. It's the sea. That's kind of her shtick.
Yeah.
So, just
cool.
be cool about that
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Just
Probably
when she
should've-
asks you for money, just give it to her, and then she leaves you alone. Like, it's a really simple
Cool,
system.
cool.
She's not going to try and fuck with that. It's worked out pretty well.
Right. Probably should have mentioned that Smolar person was a god before, but that it's cool.
Oh no, he's
chill.
fine. Like he's one of us. Like again, like if he sees that like you got my thing, like you got the eye, like he can't attack you. And like Roddy, like the lake thing, that was before we were all like super agreed on stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go do that, and then as quickly as possible, so I can get back here, so I can get back there, so I can, save the world again.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, who's your favorite, by the way?
What?
Like on the material plane right now, do you have a favorite being? Is there someone I need to fight? Is my question.
I mean, my favorite, he's not around yet. Like, he'll be there. He goes by the name Undertaker. Like, he's fucking sweet. Like, he leaves the circuit. He comes back. He leaves the circuit again. He comes back. Like, everyone always thinks that he's dead, but, like, you just can't stop that guy.
Yeah. I need a cool nickname.
Storm Eye.
Storm Eye? I understand why. Storm Eye. I'll walk around with it for a little bit. And let you know.
Yeah. It's a working title.
Yeah. All right, cool. Bye, Talos.
Yeah. You have a good one. If Malar starts chasing you, just like make yourself look really big. He fucking hates it. Talos.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that.
And Talos sort of like chuckles to himself again, and as he does, you see him drain the tankard that he has, and as he slams his tankard onto the ground, it shatters with a crack of thunder. And Gwen, you feel yourself immediately transported you are now standing at the base of this tree that, looking to your left and right, like it is as far as your vision goes. And you feel a weight on your shoulder that you usually like are like, oh yeah, that's where my axe is. And you hear a little, I hate it when he does that. And you see like this little squirrel is like on your back next to you.
Solid. What was your name again? Skippy?
My name's Roddy.
Roddy. Like, okay. All right. Roddy. Rod. Let's
Stands for
get
Rodkin.
climbing.
Rodkinson.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to call you Roddy. Let's get going then.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Are you going to be quiet for the most part?
Do you want me to be quiet?
Oh,
Can't be quiet
boy,
as a
do I.
mouse. Okay.
Well. All right. Let's go.
And then, Gwen, you begin the long, arduous process of climbing up this massive tree. While you're in the process of climbing up this tree, we are going to go over to Caelum. Caelum, you've died before. It's not the best. You're not sure what's going to happen. Part of you hopes that your friends are victorious. Very, very big part of you. Because if they aren't, well, you don't know what you're going to be coming back to. And that's the hardest part. But that idea seems to kind of get mixed with a set of others' thoughts. And you feel yourself standing. But as you look down, it's happening again. This isn't your body. This is Corvain's. And you see Corvain standing in front of what looks like an archway. And you feel yourself in the process of casting an incredibly powerful magical spell. A gate opens that you know is the plane of negative energy. And you step through. It is cold. It is difficult. But in this place, your imagination reigns supreme. And that is the one thing that no one would ever be able to take from you, is the power of your own thoughts. In this place, you craft yourself a vessel, a ship of sorts, that begins moving. And it's difficult in this place to move because not only do you have to think about the properties of this vessel, you also have to think about the properties of the wall of force that you are projecting around it to keep the outside forces out. There are night walkers abound, but you're doing it. And you are doing it for the sole reason that you will fix this problem. The problem that started the day that you tried to make a new home for yourself. And on top of creating the ship and everything else, as things begin to assail you, you realize it was too grandiose. You didn't need a ship. You just needed a method of moving. And then you realize that the method of movement wasn't going forward. You would never have the chance to get to where you needed to go by moving forward. You needed to move the world around you. And you focused on that central space. But you can feel your magical essence burning. You can feel the difficult strain of shifting an entire plane using your own innate magical abilities to bring itself to you, to bring its center to you. And as you arrive at this center, tired, beleaguered, you can see it. You can see the pure, unbridled essence of possibility. And it rests before you. And you know that you cannot touch it. Because as soon as you touch it, it will become something else. It will become something that you are unsure of. And in this place where imagination rules all, something that you are unsure of is the most dangerous thing that you can possibly have. And so you pull out your puzzle box. And in this moment, you see how it opens. It takes some time. But for you, you've practiced this. You made it. And very quickly, deftly almost, you open the puzzle box and you put this mote of possibility inside. And you close the box again. As you do, the thought that something dangerous might happen if you were to take this out is enough to cause the plane to react. And that split-second moment of hesitation, your own unsuredness, that is what does you in. As the forces of the plane of negative energy recognize that someone is here, someone has been doing things here that they were not supposed to. And you feel yourself, the vision kind of fades a little bit. And you're back in your chambers. You know that it is sometime before the events where the Raven Queen became who she was. As well, you are in your chambers, and so is the Raven Queen, or at least who she was before the events. And you spend the time going over plans. And she expresses to you that she is worried. She isn't sure if everything's going to go according to plan, and you reassure her that she is the greatest mage who ever lived. How could this go wrong? Back on the material plane, Arjhan, you've been taken into the Temple of Night, or the Cathedral of Night. You have been placed in like a care ward, like not intensive care, but there are definitely healers that are attending you. And seeing that you are in this traumatized state, they will use a calm emotion spell towards you to try and at least like level out that emotional state.
Where is she?
And the attendant says, who do you mean?
Where is Illustrate?
I see. This way. And she will lead you, Arjhan, down a series of halls, and you can see that like many of the individuals that were here are all in poor straits. The building has been defended, but the followers are not as much well taken care of. And you go into her forge room, this armory where you had met her before, and she is there, and you see that Oliviette is there as well. And she looks tired. You have seen individuals back when you were in your Bloodhunter order that had survived having their entire village taken over by hordes of the undead. Her eyes have aged well beyond the rest of her body through her grief. But when she sees you, she seems to at least give you a partial wave. And Arjhan, Illustray also looks towards you and says, I would like to thank you for your help. What you did was no small feat. We all owe you a great debt.
Was your plan worth it?
I believe it will be. So none of this will ever happen again. You proved that you were strong. And you have proven that time and time again, and I thank you. I understand that there has been great loss. And I also would require your friend's help. I am afraid I may not be able to bring them all here. But I can bring one.
You have sacrificed them all, and that is what you ask me to do. Let's choose one. You owe them.
I know. I have lost many followers this day. In order to purge the scar, I had to use up even more of my strength. If everyone were able to come back, I would do so. But in my state, I cannot. From my understanding, your friend, Caelum, he will return on his own accord soon. But the others I am unsure.
What did we die for? Tell me that much.
You died to save me? Well, not you specifically. To save this temple. Within this cathedral there are plans. There is a method, a series of steps to create something that would seal Kyuss away forever. If Kyuss had gained it, found those steps, he would never have been stopped. He would use this place as a launch pad, as a stepping stone for the plane below, your home, everyone else's home. From there, he would have taken it over and continued on his path. He would not have been able to be stopped. Your friends died. So we have that chance to put the plan into motion to finally put an end to him.
And it still has to be us.
I trust no one else.
That hardly makes sense. Cori devoted her entire being to you. And then nothing. Nothing from you. We all agreed to follow her, to help you out. And you went silent. And I guess it's a pretty damn good thing that your followers have my emotions suppressed, because I think I might finish what Kai started.
And Olivia takes a step forward to, like, put herself between you and Elistray. If Caius had finished off this goddess, he would have had unknowable power. Whatever he kills, he takes for himself. It was not her fault. From me, she was right there on the battlefield, right next to you.
Who would you save, Olivia?
And she takes a deep breath and says, "You know who I would save." I would bring back the Caelum. This is not my call to make.
Do it.
Okay. And Elistray says, or Elistray nods and says, "Bring me her things," to an attendant that was towards the door. And the attendant leaves. And as you stand there in this silence, eventually the steward returns with a bundle and lays it onto the forge before you. And Elistray puts a hand out above all of these things that lay before you. And you see that hand begin to glow. Cori, you were inside of the ring for a while. Nothing ended up happening for quite some time. A multitude of hours passed. Did you ever go through the door?
I know an opportunity cost when I see one. She's waiting for something to happen.
Okay. And as you wait and wait and wait, eventually through this amethyst light, you see what looks like an impossibly large hand made of pure silvered light. Like, fingers break through the surface, but like going through water with no surface tension. They just seem to sink through, and you see the outline of this hand emerge, and it seems to be outstretched towards you. So now there is a door and the hand.
She looks at the hand and she looks at the door. And she looks back at the hand again. I think she's just gonna take a few steps towards it.
Okay. And the hand comes out and extends itself in a way for you to stand upon.
All right. She does.
Okay. And the hand rises. And Arjhan, as you are watching Elistray perform this, you see her pull out what looks like a glowing essence from this ring that you recognize that Cori had been wearing for quite some time. And you see that this spectral essence is then in Elistray's hand, and the attendant moves off this. They move off Cori's items from the forge, and then Elistray lays out the essence upon it, and then with a strained look, you see that it is difficult for her to perform these magics. But eventually, you watch as your friend Coriander begins to reconstitute. There is a swirl of wind that seems to bring bits of almost like dust from the surrounding areas, pulling bits of star stuff with it, and you watch your friend reconstitute. Cori, as you are being made again, there is a strange feeling within you as you are being brought back. Usually when you have been brought back in the past, it is because of the agreement that you had made with the Raven Queen or some other such situation. But this time there is like this light warmth that seems to seep through you. And it takes roughly about 10 minutes. But you have your body again. You are still missing your arm. But it is here. Well, you are here. And Cori, as you take this first breath, that is where we're going to go into our break. So we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. We'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. There it is. Hello, everybody. We have returned. Ah!
Hey.
Hi.
So the whole quest that Gwen's on to get revived, to go speak with Duder, I think it's a bit of a malarkey.
Wow.
A load of malarkey?
It's a load of malarkey.
We got there.
We got there eventually. The other one... Melancholy.
Melancholy. Wings will never live it down.
Oh, that was directed at me. I hadn't noticed.
No, I was quoting Megamind. I was quoting Megamind.
With that, hello, everybody. We have returned inside of the chamber with Elistray. Cori, you have just been resuscitated. Arjhan, the calm emotion spell that was over you, ends around the same time. You will have agency first. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run up to Cori.
Okay, and Cori, you take that first breath back in, and within moments, Arjhan is there. And Arjhan, she's physical. It's not like an after image. She's there. She's here with you right now.
Yeah, Arjhan, picks her up and just squeezes her.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Pat, pat, pat. It's okay. It's okay.
He doesn't say anything.
I'm so sorry. I wouldn't have left. I'm sorry.
I mean, he just doesn't say anything. He's just breathing very heavily.
And Cori, as you are giving pats to the Dragonborn, you look up and you see Elistray, who looks tired, and you see Oliviette standing next to her, and she looks familiar. There was one other time that you've seen her look like this, where she is tired in the eyes beyond what her body relays. Her hair is around shoulder length now. She looks similar to the day that you gave up your winter season.
Cori keeps hugging Arjhan, but she reaches out to Oliviette to just take her hand. And she gives her a look like she furrows her brow at her and says, "Where have you been?"
I've been right here.
This whole time?
Yes.
Good. Don't leave.
I wasn't planning on it.
She just squeezes her hand.
Yeah. And Oliviette will bring up she'll bring your prosthetic arm to you. So that way you got 2 arms for all this hugging. And Cori, looking at this as the arm is fitted back on, the propulsion system doesn't seem like it is intact. Everything else seems to be fine with it. Outside of the missing diamonds that were in the knuckles. Those seem to be gone.
She's looking at it and she's like, dying is expensive.
And I think Oliviette just sort of she laughs a little bit at this.
Arjhan sobs even harder.
Oh, Arjhan, I'm sorry. I had this ring. I was inside the ring. Why didn't anyone pick up the ring?
And Oliviette says, well, to be fair, you do have a lot of rings.
It's another one of those things that I probably should have told someone about before dying. Oh well.
You think?
Sorry, Arjhan. I didn't want to leave you alone. Is Caelum back yet?
No.
The first one back. And she Elistray's in the room too.
Yeah, she's watching this. She's watching this happen. You are in her you're basically in her sanctum, having this reunion on her forge.
Yeah, she'll look over at Elistray and she says, "I presume it was you who brought me back?"
And she nods and says, and sort of again reiterates that she was only able to bring one of you back.
I see. Thank you.
It is not I who you should be thanking. Your friend Arjhan made the decision. I simply had the power.
She'll just squeeze him a little bit harder. But she... There's complicated emotions wrapped up in that.
So we need to find a way to get Gwen back.
Arjhan, I think you need to take a moment. That was an extremely traumatic experience. Let's wait until Caelum gets back, and then we can make some decisions from there, okay?
Okay.
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 And as Cori, you are saying this to Arjhan, you are scanning around the room and you see your bundle of stuff that you had that has all of your things in it, and you recognize the Ring of Rife. You see the sword that Caelum made you, Equinox. You see your javelin. You see your ring of mind shielding. Is actually, I would think that one's with you. You see Ristal slime, but amongst all of the other things that you see, there is still your golden duck feather that rests
good.
among your things, and then an item that you didn't think would be there. There is a ring made of jet with smoky white streaks that runs through it.
I do have a lot of rings.
And
Pick that up and look at it.
yep, this is the ring that when you had received your letter from Oliviette while you were in the Winter Isles that you had gotten. But the curious part to you is that when you had initially done like detect magics on it to find out if this was anything, there didn't seem to be any reading. Nothing came from it. But yet, here it is.
She had honestly forgotten about that ring, as did Wings. I'm slowly beginning to remember it, and I'm very concerned now.
Excellent.
Ah!
That's the perfect time to go over to Gwen. Gwen, you are climbing up this massive tree. Absolutely massive. And the entire time, Roddy wants, like, you can tell wants to chatter with you. But, like, he's doing his best. He's not going to.
I think after a little while, she'll start asking him questions about Tempest, like, so, how long have you been hanging out here?
Quite a while. I've been running messages back and forth for as long as I can remember.
And are you a fey squirrel, or?
Kinda. Not super fey. Not like an elf or nothing. Just a big old squirrel. I like running.
Yeah.
Gave me a blessing, told me I'd live forever. As long as I keep running messages.
How you feel about that?
I love running messages. Just gonna scamper on up this tree, scamper on down. Zip zap.
Right. Okay.
And he sort of like hops off your shoulder and like scurries around. Just coming up to one of my favorite gnarls. This one right here. Looks like a small face. See, look, it's two little eyes, mouth.
Oh, you know what it does. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so this guy we're gonna go see, kind of an asshole, or?
Yeah, he's pretty mean. Loud.
Okay. Can you tell me the message now so I can practice it? Okay.
And the message that is delivered is actually the one that you had walked in on, which was to tell that beast-faced fuck that I could take him and his idiot followers at once, 3 casks deep and both hands tied behind my back. It's a very short message.
Idiot followers. All right.
3
Yeah,
casks
no,
deep.
that's 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah. Just keep repeating it to me and send it to me, and then I'll remember it. Is this just like a normal thing that happens between them?
Oh yeah, they send messages back and forth all the time. Pretty sure.
Solid.
After I get done delivering this message, Lara will probably have a message for me to bring back to Talos.
Yeah. Are his followers idiots? All right, you're here.
Yeah, he
You're
sort of
not.
like shrugs, like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and Gwen, this takes a long time to get up. It is a very long climb. Make a athletics check for me.
Okie dokie.
Make sure to unequip the runtax.
I did, but I think I had to up my strength by like manually. Let me see. Oh, okay. So I should have a 14 in strength right now, which is a +2.
Yep.
Okay, so athletics is gonna be a +8 then. Oh, that's not bad. 25.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You are able to just like continue climbing up. This is taking forever. This tree sucks. Like there's a lot of pretty colors and like everyone, like you'll hit branches and like stopping points along the way. All things considered, with the 25, it will take you 2 full, you will have the opportunity for 2 long rests amongst this climb.
Christ.
It is a incredibly tall tree. It is the tallest tree.
Yeah. Gwen's like, he better be putting me back like right as I died because Arjhan's gonna be pissed.
And Roddy just seems to nod. And then like he like shows you like if you're interested that he's like, these are some of the other messages that Talos and Valar have sent back to each other. And a lot of it is just like blatant insults to each other, like attacking one's pride, attacking their followers, like, but like you can tell like Talos isn't taking it as seriously as Malar is, which just is like verbally coming off even more infuriating to Malar.
Gwen is gonna ask, so like I'm actually protected from Malar, right? Like he can't kill me.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm already dead, right? He can't like curse me or my soul.
No,
Is there a soul?
I think so.
Cool.
I've heard like there are like rings and stuff that'll like if you die they just zoop right in there.
Yeah, like yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's what Talos said happened to your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
I
I'm
think
just
his soul,
I'm just new to being dead, so
it's an infallible part of your personal being.
I thought I wasn't gonna die. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's why I got blessed. I can't die.
Like at all? Do you get hurt?
He like motions to his missing leg.
Oh no, I mean like can someone like punch you and it still hurts? You just can't die?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I just want to make. I'm not gonna. No. You're pretty chill.
Okay.
Yeah. Just curious. Is he gonna give me my eye back? Cool. Like 95%. Just here, just vibing, right?
He might have forgot.
Oh, good.
It
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, no, he's busy. I get it.
It makes good eyes for you.
Good. All right, cool. Yeah. I like his beard.
Sometimes he lets me just sleep in there after I had like a really long time. It's really fun.
Why does that sound so amazing?
It's really cozy.
I bet.
Like sometimes he'll like eat stuff and like it falls down and then I just get like free snacks.
Oh, that's the fucking best. You have a great life, my dude.
It's pretty cool. I just gotta run up
Alright.
and down this tree a lot.
Which sounds like fun for you, because you have 4 limbs to do that with.
3.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And conversations like that just continue the whole time. Until Gwen, eventually you reach a large branch on this tree that Roddy says, okay, we're here. and then sort of like hops down, and then says, "This way." And then as he continues to lead you forward, the tree branch extends out to the point where there are enough smaller branches that it almost feels like you are just walking on solid ground again. Like there's this weird like upper layer of this tree that seems to have its own climate, that seems to have like its own ecology. Like there are other trees and things that seem to be growing up out of these branches, and it seems to take on almost a jungle-like appearance. And as Roddy is coming through, just, Malar, I got a message for you. He doesn't like when I have messages for him.
Right.
So Gwen, make an investigation check as Roddy is calling out for Malar.
Cool. Oh, -1. Oh, 14.
14, okay.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
Yeah, so as you and Roddy are going, you eventually see what look like, they're like paw prints in soil. You don't know how soil got up here, but like, again, this separate layer of the tree seems to have its own thing going on. And Roddy says, "Those are his. We just gotta follow him and then, probably find him."
All right, let's get it over with.
Okay. And as you follow these steps, they twist and wind and continue to go on for hours until eventually you find yourself at the spot where you first found those footsteps. Just, seems to give me the slip.
Fucking get Malar, fresh meat.
And as you say that, make a persuasion check, Gwen.
Okay. +1 for a 6.
6? Okay. Yeah, as you say that, Gwen, you hear what sounds like snapping bone. And when you look up in the direction, you see that there is an elk that is just like in half over a set of branches in the trees above you that was not there before. This looks very fresh.
Is that him?
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
All right, cool.
We're on the right path.
It's not him. Okay, cool.
No.
Should we make noise or should we not make noise? What's the situation? I'm good at being loud.
Be loud.
Got it. Gwen starts singing the Song of the Dragon that she can remember. It's like 50% of the right words.
Then like 50% her own made-up lyrics in the moment.
Na 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 da da, and the time of the dragon.
Okay, Gwen, make a performance check. I'll say you have advantage because it's a song about you.
I didn't need it. I rolled a 19 on the first one.
Booyah. And Gwen, as you are singing this and kind of looking around, you hear a deep inhale directly at the base of your neck.
Whoa. Okay. All right, Jesus.
And as you say that and turn around, there is a beast as large as an auroch standing in front of you with a grizzled smile, fresh blood dripping down, bald head, pointed ears, and just a mouth full of these incredibly pointed teeth. Kind of standing with like, almost like a cat pensively looking towards you with this swishing tail that says, "Fresh meat."
That's what I said, but unfortunately, and she points to her eye.
No. And like you see Malar like makes a grimace, and Roddy just says, "We got a message for you."
Yeah. Sorry, I just gotta do a thing so I can go back to the material plane.
And like Malar just, "Fine, what is it?"
All right.
Do you want to tell him?
Yes, I have to tell him. That's the whole thing. Okay.
That was the agreement. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He said to tell that beast face fuck, which I assume is you, that he could take you and your idiot followers all at once, 3 casts deep, both hands tied behind his back.
And when you say that, there is a what? And like Malar gets like super close to you. His shoulders like shoot up really big. Gwen, you remember the strategy. Make yourself look bigger. Malar hates that. And like Malar, like as you do, Malar sort of like takes a quick step back. Make an intimidation check.
Okie dokie. 25. I rolled a 19.
Hell yeah. Gwen, you can feel like raw cosmic force power running through your veins as you go to like make yourself bigger. Like Talos, like drunk at the bar watching multi-dimensional wrestling, has given you this extra boon in your time of need. And Malar sort of like reels back a little bit. Just, I hate him so much! Rotkin, you tell that one-eyed piece of shit that I will devour the flesh from his bones, feast upon his ears, and his tongue, and remind him that just because he was born first, doesn't make him better than me! And as Malar says this, and just doesn't make him better than... Do you want to say me or do you want to say Malar? Say me, Rotkin! Say me! And as you see Roddy writing this out super quick, Gwen, you hear a booming laughter. And as this laughter starts up, a strong wind begins to course through this forest that seems to like grow stronger with each one of these like like as Talos's laugh booms through, like trees are being knocked over and you feel yourself being picked up and then carried with that wind. And Malar is just like, God damn it! And like as he's yelling,
Hi, Malar!
And like Roddy just and like waves at you, like trying to hold on to his little book as it gets like picked up and carried by the wind and he's floating with you. And Gwen, you feel that laughter becomes almost like Talos runs out of breath laughing so hard at this. But as that laughter continues, it picks up until you are moving faster than you have ever thought before, and you feel a burning sensation in your left eye.
Ow.
As you look down and you see that electricity is sparking off of your body.
Ow!
And you are no longer corporeal. You become energy, pure and simple. Back on the material plane. Some time has passed. Cori, Arjhan is... How would you describe Arjhan in this moment, Cyber? Like,
Which moment is this?
this is after Cori has come back. She has been consoling you for a little bit. Do you feel like she would, or I guess, Cori, do you feel like if Arjhan is not really responding a whole lot, seems like he's very much caught up in this, that you would take him out of this room, or you would just all sort of stay here until you figure things out?
I mean, after Cori gets back, Arjhan, he is responsive. He's still stress level 5 and yeah, you know, shaken, but he's responsive. He hasn't tried to kill Illustrati.
That's a plus for me.
Yeah. I think that Cori might pick up on the vibe that he's not cool with Illustrati right now. And also, like, it'd probably be a good idea to get him away from any, like, reminders of our sudden and recent death. So she would take him out of the room, I think. Like, she'd gather up all her things, maybe the belongings of the others, and just like get him to some place that's a little bit less high stress.
Okay. Yeah, you guys had your resting area / war room for planning the Kyuss incursion previously that you could go to as well. It has 4 cots that have been set up. It's a resting area for you and yours. So you are easily able to get back to this place. And all things considered, you will have 2 days before Gwen returns.
Okay. Cori spends those 2 days. Cori spends those 2 days splitting her time between Arjhan and Oliviette. The energy that she has around Oliviette is a little bit nervous. Like she doesn't like not being able to see her. She kind of wants to just keep her in view. But aside from that, she also just wants to make sure that Arjhan is okay.
Okay. Yeah, and from your understanding, Oliviette has not gone anywhere, has no plans on going anywhere unless it's back to the material plane with all of you guys. But becoming the walking vessel for Elistray out on the battlefield and taking as much damage as she did while in that form seems to have worn her out quite significantly. So she's more dealing with the after fact of, I was just Jaeger piloted by a god, and my body as a person, not really meant for that one. But all things considered, she is glad to have you back as well. And you can tell that she feels a little torn up, because when you talk to her, she lets you know that Arjhan had asked who she would bring back when they were deciding between you and Gwen. And she feels like she made the right decision, but that's not a situation that she's ever been in before. And she's glad to have you back, but she can't help but feel like her decision resulted in someone's death.
That's an insane situation that no one really should ever find themselves in.
And yet here we are.
I mean, of course you brought me back. We have a strong connection. It makes perfect sense as to why you would choose me.
And I think with that,
besides, it's Gwen. It's Gwen. We'll find a way to get it back.
And I think Oliviette, she does have some tears welling in her eyes at the thought that because she considers you all companions as well, the fact that one of you would not be coming back. And so she's just I think that she sort of quietly nods and just kind of wipes one of the tears away. And then I feel like the two of you might have been having this conversation outside. Possibly just looking at the lunarscape, looking at the fucking planet below you. And you start seeing storm clouds. There is no condensation moisture on the moon. That's not a thing that happens here.
She's like, oh, it looks like it's going to rain.
But it doesn't rain up here.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, if there was, there would probably be plants and shit.
Well, it's about to now.
And you see just this massive storm cloud beginning to build. and that storm cloud is laughing? And that doesn't make any sense. But from that storm cloud, there is a bolt of lightning that shoots down from the ground, or that shoots down from the ground. It shoots down from the sky onto the ground. And as it lands, there is a person that just shot out of this cloud. And lo and behold, it is none other than your friend Gwen, who just like tumble, like hard skid in the ground. And she just begins like standing herself up.
Does she like land at our feet?
If she does, Gwen, is it like, would it be like Looney Tunes style where it's like head slightly like in the dirt and just like dirt, bop?
Yes. Yes, I like that better.
So she just like there is like a divot that has been made where she landed, and then she just like face down, sprawled in the earth, and you just hear her, having been shot from God knows where through God's know what, to land here at your feet. And Oliviette, I think, like cries out and like backs up a little bit, like, what the active fuck is this?
Cori just crosses her arms and looks down at her.
Ow! Fucking God. Cori?
And Cori, as you look at Gwen, one of her right eye, normal, left eye, big ol' shiner. And then inside where the eye is, there's just like cosmic cyclone going on.
She like just looks at it and kind of like tips her head to the side, and she's like, all right, who was it? Who did you make a deal with to get back?
What? I saw Talos.
Really?
Yes.
As far as I know, he only pumps you in the chest when you're trying to talk to someone else.
Well, yeah, that was awesome. He's also like really. Wait, where is everybody? What day is it? How are you back?
Lots of questions. I'll explain everything. And she like reaches down to like help Gwen to her feet.
Ugh, thanks.
Her arm just comes off. She just lets it
Oh,
pop
shit.
off. She's like,
God damn it!
Sorry. I've just always wanted to do that. All right. And she puts the arm under her arm and like actually picks her up. She's like, come on in. I'll explain everything.
Okay, but quickly, please. Okay, first of all, how'd you get back? You were in a ring.
You're the only one who knew I was in the ring?
I saw it on this like magical doohickey that Talos had.
Well, a lot of good that did us. Yes, I was in the ring.
Okay.
The one that you gave me.
Yeah.
I guess I just kind of assumed that if I ever died in a situation, you would have survived. Because you never die.
I died twice, apparently.
Welcome to the club. She like takes her arm that is underneath her arm at the moment and she like uses it to give her baps. Just like
All right, where's Arjhan?
Well, he's over here. He was the only one who really made it.
Yeah.
Which is worse. So
Yeah.
he's been a bit sensitive this late.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be this is great. He's gonna be so excited to see you.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just like go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Gwen just starts sprinting towards where Arjhan is.
Yeah. And with the directive that you've been given that you guys were just in your waiting/war room, I feel like it's pretty easy. Gwen, you remember where that is.
Mm-hmm.
So Arjhan, what are you doing, if anything, when Gwen finds you? Like, are you like lying on your side, on your back? Are you like actively doing anything.
I
Just
think
helps set the
he's.
scene.
I think he's just kind of just like laying out. Bed.
Okay. Gwen is going to kind of like, she skids to a halt in the doorway, full on risky business style. Arjhan!
Holy shit.
She runs and dives on top of you. And she is just like a breastplate, just attached, arms and legs around your chest.
How'd you?
Then Arjhan, you see like big shiner galaxy eye.
Buddy.
He's
I'm
just,
so sorry.
It hurts. How tight he's gripping you. Like he is afraid to let you go.
Yeah, they're just intertwined at this point. I'm so sorry I left. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened because I saw it. Both of the things. But you were so badass. I saw you kill him.
How?
I'm at Talos. He had me talk to this like beastie guy, Malar, and then he sent me back. Wait, did he give me my eye back?
Is your eye supposed to look like a raging storm?
Fuck. Talos! Anyways, I can see fine. Does it look cool? Should I keep it?
I mean, honestly, that would be a really cool name if you took it.
What?
Chief Gwen Stompfoot, Eye of the Raging Storm.
Oh my god. That sounds so cool when it comes from you.
Can you, like, still see, or?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little tender, because he, like, ripped my eye out of my head. But, in general, I can see fine.
Oh. Cure wounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Shiner goes away.
Just still attached. How long have I been gone for?
2 days.
Motherfucker. Sorry, I tried to come back right away.
I'm glad you came back. At all.
Of course. Couldn't leave you.
It's... And he's just gonna, like, exhale and then just, grip it tight again.
Mm-hmm. And, I don't know if he can feel it, but there are just, like, as she's laying her head on his chest, there are some tears coming down. So, what are we doing next? I mean, I'm okay with just this for a while.
He's gonna release you. And then kind of get up again. Caelum's gonna, if everything goes right, he's gonna come back in a few days.
Right. Where?
He's gonna gesture to the other side of the war room where the doll is.
Oh. Heebie-jeebie. Okay, 1 second. Gwen gets down, goes over to the doll, and just turns it to face the wall. Sorry, Caelum. It's really creepy. Do you have my stuff here?
Yeah. And your items are just like, If there's like a chair or something, probably around there.
Fucking sweet. She can't. Wait, am I naked right now?
So when you died,
I'm-
clothes away. When Talos brought you back, you have base clothes. You are basically in the, like, when you're deciding what your character looks like at the character creation screen, how they all have, like, the same underoos. You are in the afterlife underoos equivalent.
Fucking sweet. My jacket's not here.
It didn't survive.
My jacket? But I had so many things in the pockets!
No, those are gone too.
She, like, moves through some stuff, like, realizing something real quick, and she's like, okay, the tankard of plenty is still there. She kind of, like, pats that real quick, and then she's like, my dwarven ale's gone.
Yep.
Alright, that's fine. She, like, takes the run axe and, like, straps it to herself. Just as, like, I'm gonna wear this for a while. Alright, fucking cool, I guess.
But what I was saying, Caelum's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Illustrate's next move, I guess, is to finish her plan to seal Kyuss away. And I suppose we also need to go see the Raven Queen.
What? For Caelum's thing?
He
Can we
nods.
take, like, a vacation first? I mean, it's waited this long. I'm just, like, I just got back. I came in on a fucking bolt of lightning. You look tired as fuck. Cori is making jokes out there. I think we could all use a little downtime.
I don't know if we can do it at all.
Why?
Why the fuck do you think?
Jeez, I don't know. What?
That wasn't even Kyuss.
Oh. Wait, what do you mean it wasn't even Kyuss?
That wasn't even him.
I thought that was him, and that's why we had to fight him. So what, there was just another, like, wormy version of him?
Yeah. I don't know that we can go up against him. Or the Raven Queen. Oh, anything.
Hey, we've done a lot, okay? I mean, look at us. Together, we've defeated a lot of shit, okay? Like, yeah, I died. And so did Cori and Caelum. But we're not gone. I'm back. You didn't die. And if this is something we have to do, then we will figure out a way to do it. Because that's what we do. We're the Four Keeps. We get shit done. And most of that is because of you dumbass. You're the brains of this operation. You're the one who holds everything together.
I can't even hold myself together right now, Gwen.
Well, sometimes you need help, and that's why I'm here. That's why I had to get back to you, because I knew this would be really hard for you. We use each other to help each other up, to keep it together so that we can do our job. Hey. She'll, like, get back on the bed and, like, stand up next to him so she's face to face with him. We're gonna take some time. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make a plan. And then we are gonna do this. Okay? Together. I mean, you believed that I could come back, right? You hadn't counted me out.
He's just shaking.
Yeah. It's alright, bud. It's okay. She's gonna, like, wrap her arms around his neck and just hold him for a little bit.
Okay. So, as that is happening, Caelum, whereas the memories of Corvain, when you had witnessed them previously, seem to have gone in almost a chronological order, leading up to the point where he entered into the plane of negative energy. Now it seems spotty. It's almost like you're living out non-sequential days, and they are just mundane. You attend meetings. You teach at the school. You have dinner with your wife. You go to sleep. There are other days where you are in the process of preparing for this grandiose spell that will lead you to a new home. And there are a series of that have not already been covered from previously this session. There would be a total of 7 of these days. But on the 6th day, you see, as you are going about your business, you see the spell. You actually get to see it in its entirety. And yourself, with a collective other Archmagi, are going through it, checking the notes, making sure that everything is going the way that it should, that no sigil is out of place, that everything is accounted for. And then on the next day, it is once again the same day that you watch the rifts open within the sky. And as you are looking at the runes that are placed about, you notice something strange. One of them is out of place. It is not yours. It's not your wife's. It is one of the other Archmagi. And they have changed the symbol in the last possible moment, but done so ever so slightly. And if you hadn't had the opportunity to rewatch this event on a multitude of occasions, you would have never noticed. But this time you do. Make an Arcana check.
Uh, 25.
Okay, so for a 25, so you know that when you are attempting to figure out how to do this spell, you needed to draw on the plane of positive energy. You needed to draw on elements of the plane of negative energy. and effectively everything in between. When you notice this spell, when you notice this sigil, you notice that it is directing to a plane, but it's different. It's a plane that has a number associated to it, and you're not exactly sure what that number means. But it directs to 113. And you know that's not right, because it's not supposed to direct to a number at all. And with an Arcana check that high, you know of only one place that has numbers in their planes. Someone called upon the powers of the abyss. That is the last day. For the rest of you, what do you do in the remaining 8 days it takes for Caelum to reconstitute?
Is there a, like, bath in the place?
Yes.
There's a lot of Arjhan just, like, lying in bed. And there's a lot of Arjhan just going and sitting in the bath.
Gwen is just there. The first day Gwen comes back, she sits down and with her relatively exquisite handwriting, she begins to make a note of everything that she saw when she met Talos. Can she talk to Chua?
Yeah, you are able to talk to Chua.
She'll relay all of the information to Chua about what happened about on the moon, and then what might be happening, and that she met Talos. And
Okay.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Chua is astounded that, and she's so pleased. She's watched you and helped raise you from a small little halfling to become the chieftain, to now having personally met Talos. Like, there is nothing greater for her as a speaker than to watch you come into your own. And speaking of Talos being great, he made true on his word. Gwen, you did receive a blessing. It took you a little bit after you came back to the material plane in order to actually feel it. Again, like, you got turned into a bolt of lightning and sent through space, so, like, it was a lot going off.
Yeah.
However, you have gained the following boon. Once per day, you become the Eye of the Storm. You may cast Destructive Wave at 9th level.
What? Oh my god. Okay.
In exchange for your eye.
Yeah, that seems fair. Oh my god. How do I find this out?
Gwen, I would say if anything, you probably are, like, out by yourself being like, son of a bitch didn't give me nothing. Took my eye. Like, you're just shit talking him. And it's one of those, like, you are training with the runt axe.
Yeah.
And just in a moment of just like, fuck that guy. Like, you bring the axe down and there is just a fucking force that shoots out. And you feel very tired after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and do it again and it doesn't work. But, like, you witnessed this happen before you.
Oh my gods. And then she's gonna run and she's gonna tell Cori and Arjhan what she did. And she's gonna be super hype. But for the rest of the time, I made a fucking wave of destruction in front of me. It was fucking huge. There's a fucking crater. Well, there's a lot of craters, but I made this one.
it lightning?
No! There's a storm!
Oh.
Yes, destructive wave deals thunder damage followed by radiant or necrotic, your choice.
That's
It's-
really exciting.
Thank you. It is very exciting.
Do it again.
Arjhan?
Does-
I can't do it. I tried to do it again. I can only do it once.
Oh.
Does it
It's like my friends.
does it like hurt you?
I'm like tired now. Is this what magic feels like? Like you guys get really tired afterwards?
It can.
I need a bath. Arjhan!
Yeah.
I think for the rest of the time, Arjhan or Gwen is gonna like kind of just be shadowing Arjhan, like just hanging out with him for the most part. Not just shooting the shit, not doing anything important. If he seems like he wants to be left alone, she'll like be close, but not like in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, he engages you.
Mhm.
He's just, you know. Oh, he's depressed.
Yeah. I think one day she'll offer to play her flute for him
Sure.
and just do one of the old Goliath Wanderers songs that they play when they're out in the land.
For sure.
That's about it.
One of these days, Cori is going to request an audience with Elistray.
Yeah. She's available. She's here. She seems weaker than what she used to be, but she is here.
Cori will just walk in. She's got a small burlap sack, and she will sort of, I guess, like walk over to her foundry altar, the thing that she was laying on before, and she'll just kind of pour the contents out onto it, and it's the remaining parts of the sword that she was given. The Equinox? Moonlight's Edge. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Equinox was the
When
do you
Caelum
call
made
it?
you.
Yeah, the one that Caelum made. And she just like basically puts the blade of Moonlight's Edge down. I think that the replica had like the hilt of Moonlight's Edge. Is that true, Caelum? When I say Caelum, I mean RJ.
Yeah, you can address Caelum.
Took
Okay.
the broken hilt of Moonlight's Edge.
Yep. So she like just pours the blade out onto the foundry, and she says, "I thought I would return this to you. It wasn't long after I had left you that I broke it. So I thought that I'd give it back."
And Elistray looks at it and then looks towards you. And she says, "This was not a bargaining chip. This was a gift. Gift that I gave to you."
She will like go to her hip and say, "I still have the hilt," and she like opens it a little bit to show the new blade. She says, "My friend recognized its sentimental value and had a replica made," and then just sort of shunk.
She smiles.
"I don't really use it though. I'm the Caelum of the Fallen Leaves, and well, that sort of came with its own blade, so that's the one I use."
She nods and says, then perhaps I can change the gift. Still given, but a variety of form over function. You still use a shield.
I do.
And she will grab a silvered ingot and she will set it down next to the blade, the remnants of this blade, and says, you defended the realm below from Kyuss. Do you not think it right that a defender should be lacking one?
Well, when I was disintegrated, my actual shield was lost, so...
And she nods and says, say no more. And she will craft you a shield using the remnants of Moonlight's Edge.
And she watches with interest. Illustray's method of crafting is really something to behold. And when she's finished, Cori will be admiring the shield. I want to say, can we have a sheath that's built into the shield that we can put Equinox into?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We need to make this an artifact and put it into other games and shit. That would just be really cool.
That's gonna be heavy.
That's fine. She's strong.
Strunk.
Strunk.
And Cori, I would say watching Illustray dance, watching her perform this rite upon Moonlight's Edge, turning it from a weapon to a piece of defense, there is a longing deep inside of you that you have not felt for quite some time, a part that you thought that you had lost. And very faintly, you see that silver flame that had once shrouded you before your time as a revenant, before your time meeting Shar. You see it steadily forms as a small silver around your hand. And then you remember everything else that has gone on since you had last been able to channel Illustray's power, and it fades.
Would it be appropriate for Cori to join her in the dance?
I would say yes.
I think that if she hadn't mantled Coralon, if it was in any other situation, I don't think that she would have the guts to do this. But I think that she looks down, she sees that flame begin to glow, and it fades. And she just sort of looks at it for a second. She this would be a moment of defeat for her, but instead she just stands up. And I imagine Illustray is in the middle of she reaches a moment where she puts her arm out, and she isn't expecting it, but Cori fills the vacancy of her hand with her own.
Yeah. And Cori, as you dance alongside Illustray, that same slight fire returns, but this is the golden flames of the sun that just seem to wreath around you while the silver flames of the moon wreath around Illustray. And
All right.
And together the two of you dance to create this shield.
Okay. I think that Illustray's method of dancing involves a lot more movement, whereas Cori just kind of stays in a central spot as an anchor to her.
Yeah. I would say that's definitely fine as well. And as the dance ends, and Cori, that golden flame seems to come off, you look down at the shield, and before it had looked just like a large wheel, Coralon's sun, but now you can see that it looks almost like an eclipse. This would be the one where the sun is in front of the moon. I think that's solar eclipse, or is that lunar eclipse?
That is a solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse. I always get those two confused.
All right. I feel like anything that Cori was going to say during this interaction, they've communicated their feelings through interpretive dance. I think that they just look at each other and there's like a knowing look that's like passed between them.
Okay. And at that point, Caelum, your body has been reconstituting over the last 10 days. And this is the 10th day. Arjhan and Gwen, would you be in the room when this is happening, or are you guys like off at the spa having a cool down?
I think we'd be around.
Yeah, I feel like Gwen's trying to teach Arjhan one of the Goliath, like... No. It's a halfling, like, board game, but she has, like, all the pieces are rocks instead of, like, the actual, like, pieces that would be on the game. It's very complicated, but I feel like at this point we've kind of, like, gotten into it, and, like, we're both, like getting into the swing of things. Yes, that's it.
Okay. And as the two of you are playing this game, the rock pieces that you are using begin to shake, as there is a wind that almost seems to sneak into this room. And as it does, you can see that it carries with it dust.
Oh God, Talus is back.
And it goes towards the doll. And it begins to kind of create this swirling in front of where the doll is, and the doll raises up out of the chair. And you see its head kind of like tilt back. Its little wooden mouth opens as this like bluish light seems to escape from it. And as it does, that light creates the shadow of a person in the dust and in the debris that is swirling in front of it. And as that dust and debris begins to clump, you see it forming into a rather aged now looking Shadarkai boy. It's more of a man, if anything. Caelum,
Hey!
How old are you?
He is now 500 plus. Let me double check. 437.
Caelum looks much older than the last time you saw him.
As he lands, there is an aura of malevolence and hatred as he just slowly scans the room.
Hey, buddy, you good?
I take it we won then.
Kinda.
Soft exhale. It drops. Sorry, just a little worked up right now.
I thought I was gonna have to
feeling.
kill you again. What?
I know the feeling. Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys. So tell me everything that's happened.
Arjhan does.
Caelum listens. I'm sorry you had to experience that, Arjhan. I keep saying we try and take a break, but it doesn't really pan out now, does it?
I mean, we've been just hanging out for a little while. That's been nice.
Good. Caelum looks down at his arm and then swears. Resurrection is costly as fuck. I had a tattoo.
I have a new eye. Well, I guess it's not an eye.
I
You
thought
see
that
it?
was a shiner.
No. I got. I am now the herald of the storm. What did you say it was?
The eye of the raging storm.
I'm the eye of the raging storm now.
I'm Caelum.
Cori's here too. She was stuck in that ring, and then
Great.
Alistair brought her back.
Did you know about the ring?
I think I made the ring.
I think you did. For me.
Yeah, and then you pass it off to Cori. Yeah.
What was I just supposed to figure out that it would trap somebody's soul
Honestly,
if they died?
that slipped my mind. Really wanted it for the non-mind reading thing. I didn't think Gwen would die.
Is it appropriate for Cori to walk in at this moment?
Yeah, I feel like that's an appropriate time.
Okay. I think it slipped all of our minds, actually.
Ah!
Sorry. Welcome back, Caelum.
Hi.
I was holding on to it because, honestly, I didn't have any more backup plans. And I didn't want to leave anyone alone.
Well, now we're all back. And we got shit to do. But Caelum, you should take a break. You did just come. Where were you?
Living some of Corvain's memories.
Oh.
How has that been?
I was right. Someone sabotaged the ritual.
Oh, that's the part you... Okay.
Who?
Someone changed one of the seals to direct it to an abyssal plane. I have an inkling.
Anything else to go off of?
The number 113.
I would like to make an Arcana check.
Do it.
Who would do that and why?
23.
Arjhan, with a 23, you know that number.
I am intimately familiar with that particular number.
Yes. That is the home on the layer of the abyss of the Prince of Undeath himself, Orcus.
Orcus.
Orcus?
Orcus.
We haven't even dealt with Orcus yet. His followers, maybe, but not with Orcus. Mantling Coralon is going to make that much more of an issue.
They always said the Raven Queen hated undead. I guess That's a pretty big fucking reason why.
So just to recap, Orcus is a demon lord of the abyss.
That's the skinny of it, yeah.
Got it.
Specifically, undead sort of dealies.
Ooh, like my sort of undead sort of thing? Or like zombies?
Umbrella term undead, if I remember my lore correctly.
Huh. Okie dokie. Why would he do this?
No idea. But nope, that's dangerous. I can do that. I'm learning.
Hmm?
I got a good look at the spell.
And what went wrong?
Yeah.
Well, what can you learn from it? Aside from how to cast the spell.
That's the dangerous part. Also, figured out what's inside the puzzle box. Also, dying in the plane of negative energy is not a way to go. Get torn apart by Nightwalkers.
Understood.
What's
We
in
all
the
got
box?
disintegrated like days ago.
Well, I'm not a spellcaster, Caelum.
That's painless.
What's in the box?
Sorry. Yeah. It's something akin to a mote of possibility. It could be literally anything.
I'm sorry, run that one more time.
It could be literally anything.
So it can be anything.
Potentially,
Oh.
yes.
What determines what that is?
Unsure, but Corvain was too nervous to directly interact with it.
So we shouldn't fuck with it, right?
No, definitely not.
Caleb, you are older and wiser, aren't you?
I've kind of filled out, yeah.
Yeah, your jawline has improved too, which is pretty impressive.
All the carrots. I don't eat.
Yeah, we know. I got the joke. Thanks. Okay.
I thought carrots was a thing that we made up. Never mind.
Definitely a real food, Cori.
Oh,
So-
no, the carrots, of course, are real, but, like, their benefits were made up during a war with the Fomorians. It's...
Wait, carrots don't give you good eyesight?
Before we get into this,
I can't believe that got across... I can't believe that got across the plains.
Arjhan.
we're all back. Now what?
I was told that time works differently for deities, so I still want to get her back, but I'm not in quite of a rush.
I suppose we should hear out Elistray and see what her plan is for how to deal with Kyuss.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
And keep an eye on what threats we're facing. If things aren't necessarily dire at the moment or time sensitive, then we deserve a break.
Oh, Cori, if everything's dire and time sensitive, nothing is.
And everything has.
We might need to think of a contingency just in case Elistray's plan does not work.
Why don't you all go talk to Elistray? I've been in here for 10 days. I'm gonna go for a walk.
You know what? I also don't really want to talk to Elistrade. Not for any particular reason, but like I don't feel like I'm gonna add anything to the conversation.
You want to be alone, Arjhan?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, if that's your choice, that's your choice. But you don't have to be.
I'm not gonna turn anybody away.
Good, because I could use a little stretch in my little legs. Plus, walking with you is kind of like a jog for me anyways, and I need a workout today.
Okay.
All right.
Cori will just put a reassuring hand on Arjhan's shoulder before leaving the room.
Caelum puts on some clothes and then leaves.
Robes of the Archmagi back on. Cinch them up real tight. So as Cori and Caelum go off to speak to Elistrade and Arjhan and Gwen go on a walkabout upon the moon, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for this wonderful session of Dungeons and Dragons, because we couldn't do it without contributions. Wait, no, that's the Patreon one. Thanks, everybody. It's been a great time. It's really hot where I am, and my mind is made of goo. But speaking of things that are hot and turn my mind to mush, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. I inadvertently filled out my schedule, so I'm busy all week now. Here we go. Mondays is Caelum, the Wizard, Shatterkai, for keeps. Wednesday over at Lantern Noir's channel, where I'm playing Linton Rumblepot, who is a halfling paladin of devotion. They'll cook you some good food. Some southern down home cooking. Thursdays over at GGK, where we play Elegant Magics. I'm a stinky cheese man who likes to steal magic objects. Saturday, back at GGK, we're playing Star Power, so it's a fate system. I'm a himbo punchy boy. And finally, Sundays, 2 games. In the AM, I'm playing over at the Hype Goblins channel, where we are at a college and I'm enrolling, apparently. And finally, over at the Lady Dames, where we're using Tailspire, which is a virtual board, to play some D&D. And it's great because all of the background and backdrop scene setting is very good. I'm playing a tiefling monk there. He gets drunk sometimes. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. Next time I'm going to be live is on my own channel tomorrow at 3 o'clock, playing some Dead by Daylight. I played Alien Isolation last week, and boy, my best friend Axel died, and I just need a week. But after that, you can find me on GGK. We're doing our Masks game tomorrow night. On Friday, I am doing a horror game with Lauren back on my channel. And then on Saturday, starting this week for the next 3 weeks, I'm running a Monster of the Week game for some of my friends of the channel. We got Ted from Nerd Immersion, we got Flapjack Jacob, and then some of the guys from Better Than Heroes. And of course, Lauren's going to play with us, her first TTRPG. Actually, I think none of them have played it before, so it'll be fun. I'm excited to get them into the system. And then on Sunday, we got GGK Thursday's Children, which is a Vaesen game. And then after that, we got Playthings of the Gods, where they probably won't be meeting ghosts this week. But boy, did they try to read a Zen's brain, and it went terribly. So it's going to be great. That's all my stuff. DanaeKeener.com.
Hoi! I'm Cyber. I do stuff. Yeah. I play games badly, talk about lore on Twitch, and also do horrible impressions of Winnie the Pooh and Goofy saying Elder Scrolls lines. There are clips of those. They're on my Twitter. The RPG stuff. I got a Patreon with a whole bunch of free shit that you can take. It's free. You can take it. Get it for your tables. And then I'm here on Mondays, and then on Thursday, every other Thursday, over on twitch.tv/High Shelf Gaming. There we go. My brain is also mush. I am running Urban Shadows, using the quick start rules from the second edition that's about to come out. I escalated things for my players. People died. Part of the city got vaporized by something that might be a god. That's fun. I can't wait to come back to that. Hoo boy. And I'm on Twitter. I shitpost and I post pictures of my dog, who you've seen in the background. It's great. DanaeKeener.com.
Oh, hey, speaking of DanaeKeener.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I have a pinned tweet there that says all of the things that I'm up to on Twitch and when. So go check that out, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of a plethora of tabletop series. So go and check that out. Or if you are more of an audiocast inclined individual, we are available anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Discord, post them in the Twitch chat to the side. Find us on our Twitters. The links are found over here on the sides. Yeah, come join us. We'll have a great time. But until then, I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these incredible players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!